The two best words in basketball, Game 7. Hello everyone and welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to Game 6 between the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs, and the fact that this series, the battle of the two best teams we have seen in so long in the NBA, is going to a Game 7. This Game 7 is a do or die, determining who is going to go on to face the New York Knicks to represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. This series has lived up to all the hype it generated from the beginning to now. Game 7, man. I have never been in this situation before. My favorite team and my favorite player are in a Game 7 to determine who is going to make the NBA Finals. It's stressful. It is very stressful, but man, I'm here for it, and I'm super excited. But the San Antonio Spurs today absolutely whoop the Thunder, winning 118-91 in a wire-to-wire victory, where the biggest lead of this game was 28 points. And there were a couple big factors that went into the San Antonio Spurs just completely dominating this game from start to finish. It is mainly due to the fact that Victor Wembanyama again comes out super aggressively, setting the tone, has 22 points in the first half, just like he did in Game 4. Victor Wembanyama today finishes with 28 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 2 assists for a plus 13 in the plus minus. He shoots 9 3-pointers today and makes 4 of them, including 2 massive ones to start. He goes 10 for 21 overall from the field. Stephon Castle just continues to be super aggressive. Incredible defense on SGA. Has 17 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds on 5 for 10 from the field and 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Devin Vassell was awesome. Again, 12 points, all from threes, 4 for 7. But the thing is, his impact was not just felt from beyond the three-point line. It was the fact that he was completely clamping up Chet Holmgren. And once again, Devin Vassell stuffs Chet Holmgren at the rim. Julian Champagnie started this game hot, hitting 2 3-pointers in the first half, but cooled down massively after that. But he did also give you 6 rebounds, and he hit a game-high plus 24, playing a lot of really physical defense. Dylan Harper, welcome back to the series, man. 18 points. Plus 19 off the bench. He's the second leading scorer behind Victor Wembanyama for the San Antonio Spurs. 6 for 9 shooting, 2 for 3 from outside, 4 for 4 from the line. He also gives you 6 boards and 4 assists. His first 3-pointer was so off. Like, that was such a bad miss, and it kind of made me worried a little bit. But after that, attacking downhill, handling the ball incredibly, only gives you 1 turnover today. He was awesome, and this is the Dylan Harper that we have come to expect. Clearly looking healthier. He's still not as quick, but in transition, man, this guy just runs. Dylan Harper is incredible. Keldon Johnson continues his good performance from last game. Although he doesn't score as much, he gives you 9 points on an efficient 4 for 7 from the field. Luke Kornet. Finally, the Spurs win the Luke Kornet minutes. He goes plus 13 in this game. And both in the first quarter and the third quarter, Luke Kornet came in and the Spurs rallied and actually pushed the lead even further and even more when Victor Wembanyama goes off of the floor. Harrison Barnes comes in, knocks down 2 threes. Carter Bryant today I thought was awesome in his limited minutes. He gets an incredible dunk, plays really great defense on SGA a couple of possessions. He's looking really good. I don't know why he's playing less than 8 minutes. But this quick stretch is able to give Stephon Castle a quick breather, where Carter Bryant is a big body, and he's able to just be super physical against SGA. But I just thought that the overall aggression from the San Antonio Spurs today is exactly what it is needed to be against this OKC Thunder team. And because of the physicality and the defense, SGA once again really struggles. He gives you 15 points, which is the lowest amount of points that he has had in a very long time, with a game low minus 28. The Thunder convincingly lost the SGA minutes, and the Spurs convincingly won the SGA minutes. He goes 6 for 18 from the field, 0 for 5 from downtown and only gets to the free throw line 3 times. Now, a big reason that he doesn't get to the free throw line as much is because he never ever was able to get into the paint because of the incredible defense of Stephon Castle and Carter Bryant and Devin Vassell. And yes, you can say that there was definitely some missed calls. It's going to be the same way for both sides, but I thought the officiating crew today was really good, controlling the game a lot more. But because of how insanely good the perimeter defense of the San Antonio Spurs was today, they limited how many looks the Thunder got in the paint. Now, for as many of you guys that are going to come out and say, oh, there were so many missed calls from that OKC didn't get when they were getting down low, it's the exact same way for the Spurs, man. But I thought both sides, there were some clear missed calls. I thought that foul on De'Aaron Fox that was challenged by Mark Daigneault and was won. I thought that was ridiculous. De'Aaron Fox didn't even touch him. Chet kicked his foot back out, but whatever. And then the smack in the face of Jared McCain, I agree with that because, but then you also shouldn't give the foul to Steph because, again, he's reacting to getting hit in the face, just like how the officials said Jared McCain was reacting to the defense. So, again, today's officials were brilliant, but I just thought that the San Antonio Spurs played so well today. They played connected once again, and this is exactly what we saw in Game 4 and how the Spurs were able to absolutely dominate the Thunder. But the Thunder as well just didn't come to play either. Like I mentioned, SGA really struggled. Jared McCain just is still chucking up a lot of shots. And some of them are not very good looks, but he gives you 13 points, 4 for 11 shooting, 2 for 3 from outside. He hasn't been very efficient. Isaiah Hartenstein definitely did not have as impactful of a game today. He still played some pretty good defense on Wemby, but once again, there were some missed calls in there from both sides, a lot of grabbing from both Wemby and Isaiah Hartenstein. Chet Holmgren, again, he's just so scared of Wemby. Like, you cannot tell me that Chet is not terrified of Victor Wembanyama. 10 points, 4 for 8 shooting. He does give you 4 offensive rebounds and 11 rebounds in total. I thought he was really, really good at crashing the glass today, especially when he knew Victor Wembanyama was not down there. Lou Dort, why are you shooting 9 3-pointers in a game? What even is that? He only makes 1 of those, by the way, for 5 points on 2 for 11 shooting. I thought he did play some pretty good defense. He had a really good steal against Vic. And then the bench production is finally, for the first time in the series, won by the San Antonio Spurs, outscoring the Thunder bench 46-38. And Jay Will, who has been really off and on in this series, really struggles. 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from outside. He does give you 9 rebounds. His minutes were kind of weird and all over the place. AC, Alex Caruso, cools off. Then this one, he still gives you 1 3, but he shoots 3 of them. He is everywhere, though, all the time. You always got to love the Alex Caruso minutes if you're the OKC Thunder. Cason Wallace, once again, in my opinion, is the best player off of the bench for the OKC Thunder. 4 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from outside, gives you 3 steals. This dude is such a hound dog on the perimeter. J-Dub comes back in this game. He plays 10 minutes, but he was just bad in those minutes. I did not think he should have played at all. He was terrible. He has 1 point. Kenny Hustle, I thought was good. I really like the Kenrich Williams minutes. I think the guy is just a great enforcer. He's obviously not someone you want to play 18 plus minutes a game. Today he plays just under 15, but I really like him. I think he's a very good veteran presence out there, but the OKC Thunder just did not come to play. And again, this is very similar to how the San Antonio Spurs looked in Game 5. They just didn't look like they were ready to play. The more physical team has won every single game so far in this series. And there is a difference between being physical and just being blatantly fouling. There was a lot less flopping and flailing about from both sides today, even though obviously there's still some flopping from both sides. But the San Antonio Spurs just came in knowing that this is a do or die moment. We all knew that Victor Wembanyama today was going to respond. He only has 6 points in the second half, but his impact is always felt. Everyone is so scared of what he is able to do on the defensive side of the ball in the paint. He's just really good, but man, Dylan Harper stepping up massively when the Spurs needed him most. De'Aaron Fox. Now, this is a bright spot for the San Antonio Spurs because they absolutely thumped the Thunder, despite De'Aaron Fox once again playing terribly on the offensive side of the ball. Although he does give you 5 rebounds and 7 assists, he only gives you 5 points on 1 for 9 shooting and 0 for 3 from downtown. His shot is just not falling. He's getting to his spots, like that little short jumper that he loves to do. He's just clanking. He has not been very good the past couple of games, but no turnovers. And every single game that De'Aaron Fox has been in, Stephon Castle has not turned the ball over anywhere near as much. Games 1 and 2, Steph combines for 20 turnovers. We all know that big story. But since then, Stephon Castle has a grand total of 6 turnovers. And that is in 4 games. So De'Aaron Fox being back is so nice for the San Antonio Spurs. Dylan Harper, I cannot sing that guy's praises enough. He's so good. I love Dylan Harper so much. And then, yeah, I just thought Shai settled an awful lot. He was taking some really heavily contested jumpers, not able to get to his spot because of the caliber of defense that the San Antonio Spurs were throwing at him. Stephon Castle is the best Shai Gilgeous-Alexander defender that I have ever seen. And yeah, again, a lot of the time you can say that some of what he is doing are fouls, which is not wrong. He does have 3 fouls today that were pretty ticky-tack. But with how the San Antonio Spurs are game planning this game and how they game plan for game 4 is they just let Steph do his thing and they stayed home pretty much on all other players. And that is a big reason why in games 4 and game 6, the OKC Thunder role players just have not been able to get going. You need to trust Stephon Castle, just like I said in game 5. But I just thought that this was such a dominant statement victory from the San Antonio Spurs. And again, I am wearing a Spurs jersey right now and I am wearing a San Antonio Spurs cap. Game 7, I'm so unsure about because my original prediction was OKC in 7, and we are going to 7. But with the fact that the San Antonio Spurs have put absolute belt to ass in 2 of these games, and every single Thunder win just hasn't been that convincing, it's kind of hard to tell. We are going back to OKC. I'm still probably in favor of OKC winning, but I don't think I'm as certain about a Game 7 win as I was coming into the series because Shai, with this game plan, Shai really struggles. In the 3rd quarter of this game alone, the OKC Thunder go 7+ minutes without a point. They miss 14 straight field goals while conceding a 20-0 run, which is the longest run against the OKC Thunder in the playoffs ever. They also score a season low in points in a quarter with only 13 compared to the Spurs' 32 in the 3rd quarter. And it just, yeah, the Thunder, it is a mixture of both. The Thunder clearly did not come to play today, and the Spurs just looked like they wanted it more. And maybe you can say, oh, the OKC Thunder just want to win at home, but you also, can you really back that theory? Because you are going to, if you don't win this game, you are going to go to 7 games against your greatest competition that you have faced in the past 2 seasons to face a team that swept their series and who are completely rested and who have been game planning. So you would want as much rest and time to recover as possible. So I don't really know if I can back that sentiment. So I think Game 7, though, is going to be an absolute slugfest. And I think right off the top of my head, I can still see the OKC Thunder winning because of the fact that Shai is, as everyone's saying, is due to have a better game. But through 6 games, Shai has only shot 50% or better from the field 1 time, and that was in Game 2, where he shot 50% exactly. His playmaking has been really, really good. Today, he only has 4 assists, so it wasn't as pronounced today. I just think that the OKC Thunder need to be a little bit worried. I don't think they can just coast into this game being like, yeah, well, we're at home, we're the reigning champs, we've got experience. They don't, because the San Antonio Spurs have proven that they don't need experience to absolutely put belt to ass against really good teams. We saw them completely decimate the Minnesota Timberwolves in round 2, and 2 of these games, they have put the absolute hammer down on the reigning champs. So it is not, you cannot say the inexperience of the San Antonio Spurs is going to let them down, because that just hasn't been the case. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely moments in games where the San Antonio Spurs look young, where they're being overly aggressive or physical like we see with Stephon Castle and Carter Bryant at times, especially against SGA. But today's game, they were so good, so disciplined, and so poised. And yes, I can already tell right now that everybody that does not hate the Thunder is going to be talking about how the Thunder shot 13 less free throws than the San Antonio Spurs. But again, although I do think that there were quite a few missed calls for OKC today, there were just as many missed calls from the San Antonio Spurs. But because of the fact that Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper are able to consistently get into the paint whenever they want, it's a big reason why they have more free throws. Like between those two, there's 12 free throws. Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle are quite literally nicknamed together as the Slash Bros. And it's not for no reason. These two are two of the best downhill attackers in the NBA. And meanwhile, Shai, instead of following through with that and trying to get to the free throw line as well, settles on a lot of just pull-up, heavily contested twos because he's scared of Victor Wembanyama. I cannot blame him for that. Wemby would be terrifying to go down there against, and considering Wemby once again tallies 3 blocks in this game, you can't really blame him. But this is another big reason why I can also see the San Antonio Spurs winning, because in my opinion, at any given point that these two are on the floor, Victor Wembanyama is always going to be the most impactful because of just how much he can interrupt the offense at any given time. You have had some games where Shai has ultimately been better, but the floor of what Victor Wembanyama can do is higher than what Shai can do. And we see it in today's game. Like, this is probably going to be the worst Shai game that we see from him in a long time in the playoffs, and this is definitely the floor for him. And considering that they got completely destroyed with Shai not having a good game, you think Victor Wembanyama did not have a very good game 5, and the Spurs didn't get smashed this heavily. Like, Wemby's presence down low is still so felt. But then the ceilings for both of these guys, like, man. But I just think, again, ceiling is Victor Wembanyama because of what he can do on both sides of the floor. Shai is a better scorer and a better offensive player than Wemby, but Wemby is still a really good offensive player himself, especially when he gets to the rim and he's knocking down threes. But what Wemby does on both sides of the floor, ceiling for ceiling, is more than what Shai can do on both sides of the floor, if that makes sense. If I need someone to go and get a bucket one-on-one, I am taking Shai every day of the week. Do not get me wrong. But if I need someone to anchor my defense and also be a really, really damn good option to go and score a point, I'm taking Wemby. Like, I don't think that's a debate, right? Like, the floor and ceiling of Wemby, I think, is higher than Shai, but I think Shai can be more consistently impactful, if that makes sense. I'm so excited for Game 7. This is going to be an absolutely brutal slugfest. The San Antonio Spurs have just put absolute foot on neck and are now plus 55 in the Victor Wembanyama minutes in this series, which is crazy. So they are consistently winning the Victor Wembanyama minutes, and I'm pretty sure the only game where they actually lost his minutes was Game 5. Why do I keep forgetting what game it was? Was Game 5. But back to this game, the Spurs outscore the Thunder in points in the paint. There's actually not a lot of points scored in the paint in today's one, 44-38. The Spurs lead in fast break points, 18-10. The Spurs lead in bench points, like I mentioned, 46-38. The turnover battle is the exact same. Neither team turned the ball over a lot, 12 each. And 15-11 in points off turnovers. The OKC Thunder actually lead in offensive rebounds, or the extra possession margin, because of Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Isaiah Joe, who have 4, 3, and 3 respectively themselves. And I'm pretty sure because of this, they must have led in the second chance battle as well. Yeah, the Thunder lead second chance points 18-14 in this one. So, yeah, I mean, I do think OKC is definitely going to come out with way more of a force in Game 7 because they have to if they want to protect home court and go on to be the first team to reach back-to-back finals since the 2019 Golden State Warriors. But then the Spurs as well, like, I'm just hoping that the Spurs can come out with the same level of aggression that they have in this game, because even though they put absolute foot on neck in Game 4 of this series, they came back to OKC and looked really, really sluggish, even when I thought they had the game plan figured out. But they clearly just took their foot off the gas. But all the momentum right now, in theory, is in favor of the San Antonio Spurs. This team is so ahead of schedule. Coming into the season, I definitely thought the Spurs would be better than what everyone else was saying. Did I think that they'd be contending for a championship before the season started? No, but it was very clear very early on in the season that the San Antonio Spurs are here to play. And when you think that this team is taking the reigning champs to a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals with a core of 22-year-old Wemby, 21-year-old Stephon Castle, and 20-year-old Dylan Harper, this is a terrifying message for the rest of the NBA. Because win or lose, the San Antonio Spurs have overachieved like crazy. Regardless of what happens for the rest of the playoffs, the NBA is going to be terrified of what the San Antonio Spurs can continue to do. Like I said, I do think the OKC Thunder are going to take Game 7, but I don't think that it's going to be a boring game. I think this is going to be the greatest game that we have seen since Game 1 of the series, but this is going to be an intense game. There's probably going to be some scraps in there. We saw some animosity between Lou Dort and Stephon Castle today. This is going to be the Game 7 for the ages, man. The first time that the Western Conference Finals has gone to a Game 7 since the 2018 Western Conference Finals between the Kevin Durant Warriors and James Harden's Rockets. I'm so excited for this one. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in Game 7. Let me know what you thought about this game. Like I mentioned, there's still a lot of missed calls from both sides, but I thought the officiating was a lot better today. And again, you guys are probably going to say, oh, it's because you're a Spurs fan, you probably think that. I still think the Spurs got away with a lot of foul calls in this one, but the Thunder got away with a lot of traveling, also a lot of foul calls, moving screens from both sides. So I'm going to try, look, you guys have been very critical about how I have been seemingly overlooking what is happening with the Spurs as well, because I'm obviously a Spurs fan. So coming into this game, I was really trying to come at it from a less biased point of view, and I do apologize about that, but I still think that a lot of my points stand, because Wemby does flop at times, yes, but it's still nowhere near as much as Shea. Like, Shea was caught flopping today a couple times as well, but they weren't called. Shout out to the referees for that. And the fact that James Williams was reffing this one as well, whew, it's crazy. But Game 7, man, I'm so excited. This is the first time ever that I have been in this situation. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in Game 7 on Sunday or Saturday, I guess, for you. I don't know when it's going to be. Probably Saturday for you guys if you're in America. Sunday for me. I'm so excited, man. Let me know what you thought about this Game 6 performance from the San Antonio Spurs and the OKC Thunder. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.